we're going to talk about how to take goals into marketing strategies, how to chart your course. We play a lot with this pirate analogy. And the first meetup we did about this kind of marketing strategy framework was X marks the spot. Yeah, how to define challenging growth goals. And what we did, in case you haven't been there, we used this growth roadmap template with an example of a SaaS company called Pirate Builds that pretty much represents like a good mix of the real world case studies I work with every day. And we'll continue using that and then use your example. Yeah, I just use that to make it way more concrete. So they have their own stats, they have their own challenges, they have their own goals. And from those, I derive concrete growth marketing strategies. Like here, for example, they've committed to building a high converting trial to customer pipeline. Yeah, and they have some goals associated with that. And there is a clear strategy to get there. And they also decided to launch and scale profitable marketing campaigns. So two very big O's, objectives, and very concrete, measurable key results. But the big question is always, how do we get there? It's nice to have challenging goals, but it really takes experience to execute on those, right? We believe that you should start with where you are and then define the goals. So on the left-hand side of the growth roadmap, it's like moving from left to right. Yeah, it's like this is where we analyze where we currently are. Yeah, and I would like you to actively participate and say like, yeah, Ben, this is truly where we currently are. And this is our biggest bottlenecks. And this is why I believe those are our bottlenecks. This is the main framework I start when analyzing the biggest growth opportunities in a business. So let me zoom in. Let me actually start present mode and then zoom in, then it's clearer. So if you reflect on your current situation and say, where am I generally say, okay, what do the current stats of your customer journey look like? You can be in MVP phase and it's really hard to say. Yeah, that's totally all right. But in general, how does the customer journey look like? And I ask people to say like, okay, what are the steps? This is a typical B2B example. We have prospects, people who we want to close. 100 people are interested or companies are interested. I can book 10 demos a month and then I convert one customer. All right. That customer now costs me $2,500 because I spent $2,500 to acquire those people. I make some money. I have some customer lifetime value and I break even pretty fast or pretty slow. Yeah, that is what I would like you to analyze for yourself. And then based on those numbers, or if you don't have the numbers, based on your gut feeling that you please validate with numbers later, let me know what is the biggest bottleneck. And maybe I switch directly to the example of Pirate Builds. Yeah, this is the clean framework. This is the situation that Pirate Builds is in. Yeah, I made an analysis of the key metrics, said like, okay, this is the ad spend, the conversion rates. They are a typical SaaS business, converting people to a free trial and then a $50 per month subscription for like billing management. Yeah, imagine something like a QuickBooks. And they get people for $25 into a trial. Yeah, and then they derive out of 100 trials, they only get 10 new customers. So the customers cost them 250 euros. And they naturally convert 10% of people to the trial. And then they make some money and it takes a long time until they make their money back. Yeah, it takes like 2.5 months for them to break even and they would like it to be sooner. You are in a similar situation. You have your bottlenecks. Every company currently has a bottleneck, either at the very top, like we don't have enough traffic, or we don't get enough people to engage with us, like starting a free trial, subscribing, joining a webinar, downloading something. And then you might have a problem converting people from leads to customer. And then you might not have enough money you earn with those customers fast enough. And then you might not ever earn enough money with them, meaning you haven't fully leveraged all of the customer lifetime value a customer can bring you. We always have a bottleneck. Yeah, that is the natural state all business at any point are in, whether they are working in the first 10,000 euro a month or that first 10 million. And this is the main strategy I pursue when I think about growth marketing. What is my biggest bottleneck that I can do something about from a marketing and sales perspective and product perspective? And then I focus on that. So here, for example, the biggest bottleneck, and I'll ask you what yours are, and I would like you to like formulate it a bit if you want to share in the chat. What is your biggest bottleneck? In this case, yeah, I'm of the opinion, and that is absolutely debatable, that the biggest problems of this example pirate bills, as we saw from the numbers, are that they have to pay too much for customer acquisition. It's too high to scale, yeah, compared to, it's too much expenses in the first 30 days compared to the money they make in the first 30 days. Yeah, and they're not well funded. They cannot just dump infinite amounts of money in hopes that something will later convert. That is the biggest problem, customer acquisition cost. But they have other problems. On slot number 2 is not enough people convert from trial into customers. We saw out of 100 trial users a month, only 10 convert to customers. Yeah, one could say that this is good. One would say this is bad. They feel, and I feel, that this is not good enough. It could be better. If the product would be more convincing, more people would convert. Not an expensive product with 50 bucks a month. The third problem is that the cost per trial from paid acquisition is too high. They don't have a lot of organic traffic. They are not long enough in the game to have a big SEO source. So they are somewhat reliant on partner and sales, active sales traffic. But we are focused on marketing. Yeah, so their paid acquisition is too expensive for them. It costs 250 bucks. Yeah, it needs to go down. And then as every business, and yours too, will have a shitload of other problems. Their website sucks. They don't have enough initial revenue. They don't have enough cash for bigger campaigns. They don't. You all have reasons why you think you can't grow right now, but make a decision. What is your biggest one from your gut feeling right now? And let us know either by raising your hands, yeah, and telling us through audio and video, or by putting it into the chat. The more applicable I can make the advice to you today. All right. So put it in the chat or just talk to me. You can just raise your hand or just unmute and go. So Kiran is telling us a lack of traffic and leads. Yeah. And Dave says converting engagement to sales calls. Yeah, we remember Dave was right to left. People are engaged, but they are supposed to actually submit this form and book a call or send an email, please, for the love of God. And from Kiran, I don't remember you sending a website yet. Okay, so
no.
Yeah, thanks. Your biggest bottleneck is a lack of traffic and leads. Yeah, you're having a mobile SDK, key for successful photos and businesses, true game changers. So you want other app owners and software providers to implement your SDK, correct? Yeah. And you have a free ebook for people. You're not requiring any email address for that. You get them interested, provide value. That I like very much. But not enough people are actually seeing all of this. Yeah. So at the very top of the funnel, you have your bottleneck. Then Jan was detective, the advertising. So solving the problem, don't know they have. Oh yeah, that's an interesting one. So he's saying his biggest bottleneck is that he's trying to solve a problem that he sometimes feels people are not either realizing or actually not having. That's a very interesting one. So optimizing your advertising, reducing cost per acquisition. I would have guessed that people would be extremely interested in reducing their customer acquisition costs. But you say they don't know that they need that. Why don't they need that? Maybe we take your example because it's nice and complicated.
Yeah, the problem is they're listening to Google Ads, looking at the conversions there. They're looking at the Google Analytics and the conversions there, and they kind of don't know the numbers is faulty. And the other, biggest challenge is that marketing and sales are not working together. So when a marketing department has 100 leads, well, they're happy because they got 100 leads, and then they expect the sales to maybe close 10% of them, and that's not the truth. So while we get the customers to see this, we actually cut a lot more than 50% of the ad spend or reduce the lead price. So if you go into resources and see one of the testimonials we actually cut that client's cost per lead by 86%. Yeah. What would be really valuable for me right now would be to actually see the dashboard. That you show this here, and then you show this one, but this is what I want to see, like in big. This is essentially like what I'm getting from here, and I'm feeling I'm getting something very valuable. But I can't see it right now. I've been working on a similar solution, and I've also felt that people have a hard time understanding it. So this is not really interesting for everybody. Shouldn't it be just incredibly obvious that we want to know that when we spend those 1,000 euros a month, a week, a day, that out of those people, specifically from that amount of cash, comes 5,000 euro or 500 euro in the worst case? That should be the most natural thing. And I think that is what Jan is solving. Connecting costs and revenue. And for some wild fucking reason I don't understand, that I can get really passionate about, people do not see that as an absolute requirement to do business. They are fine with, this was my expenses last month, this was my revenue last month. And it drives me fucking nuts. So this is why that is. I couldn't work like that. And it's very hard to explain. This is actually one of the reasons why I stopped offering and investing more in a SaaS tool in that direction. But I would love to think with you more about this. Because I wanted to focus on Pirates Goods, but you focus on detective. And I love this example. So everybody has a bottleneck. Your bottleneck is a bit like your most important question that you need to answer, that you need to walk around with, that you need to go to bed with. The quality of your question will evolve. Your understanding of your biggest bottleneck will evolve over time. If you get more data, if you get more feedback, and you really need to be honest and go into the self-diagnosis process and say, like, why? Why is that? And here we have some explanations for this biggest bottleneck. Just focus on the biggest one. You have a lot of problems. This is why I leave people space to write everything down. So just have it off their chest. But for heaven's sake, focus on bottleneck number one. And then you ask yourself why. So why is the customer acquisition cost too high to scale at the current 30-day customer lifetime value? Here is my current why. Our ads on Meta ads, they do ads on Meta. They don't seem to engage our customers enough, which results into high cost per clicks. Okay. Maybe it's because we still have problems clearly communicating our value to our customers, right, Jan? It just happened to work with you as well. If we were communicating it better, more people would probably click. And convert that. And then the follow-up problem that is common with most people, this also seems to affect our landing pages, which don't convert well to trials or to calls or whatever you have. So we have this three
step problem, actually probably starting with the messaging, which seems to be unclear, resulting into bad click-through rates, resulting into low trial conversion, trial sign-up rates. But now I have a starting point from where to work on this. Yeah. And if it's a really big problem, then I also ask myself, what are the consequences if I don't fix this? This is pretty much for communication and communicating it up and down the ladder in the company. Yeah. Here in this case, if I don't fix the customer acquisition costs, or we are not able to increase the customer lifetime value quicker, you can always do both. Then what will happen? We will be stuck at the current monthly recurring revenue that won't let us live the lives we imagined as founders, and we can't pay our team members as much as they deserve. Plus, we leave too many entrepreneurs stuck in their billing mess. So we're also not helping our customers with not solving that problem. Yeah. Why do I do that? I think being clear and communicating that and having a bit of extra motivation to do that just helps. Especially if it's not just a 1 week fixed bottleneck. Yeah, but the bottlenecks, the biggest bottlenecks, they are usually not 1 week fixes. Yeah, so I put some love into that. So ask yourself, and I put that in the chat, why do you think is that your biggest bottleneck? What is the reason for that? Yeah, and Jan already said to us, it's because people are not getting it. Yeah, but again, ask why one more time and then one more time. Yeah, until you get to a place where you say like, that might really be it. Let's read one of the bottlenecks here in the chat. How to use CRMs like HubSpot to track lead status. We will soon start selling tickets via Zoom events, and we'll have many conversions on LinkedIn. The goal is to approach and follow up with 6,000 users to generate 300 paid attendees. That would come down to the, yeah, that I don't know if that is a bottleneck or just but okay, I fully get your situation because I have the background. Claudio is from this event called the Wachstum. Yeah. And let me translate that into a bottleneck. You have two things in there. You want to start selling, goal is to approach, follow up with 6,000 users. So you have this outreach thing and you want to generate 3,000 paid attendees.
Yes.
Yeah. So first of all, reaching out to 6,000 people, it has become a bit of a harder problem because LinkedIn has limited the number of people we can reach out to. But if you have a large first-degree network, that is a solvable problem. But how do we get the 5% conversion rate? Yeah, let's assume that is the biggest bottleneck. So since you haven't done that yet, you can't really properly say like, why is that our bottleneck? Because, or have you already done like the first 1,000 outreaches?
Yes, so no, we now have hired an intern, and he will help us in 2 weeks. So he's currently onboarding, but we will start in 2 weeks with the software sales navigator. We'll hopefully be able to generate at 5% conversion rate, a couple of attendees.
All right. So now what do we do from here? I don't want to spend like too much on this, but you need to understand that this where you are situation is where your goals should be coming from. In the first session, the team of Pirate Builds started with these random goals, and maybe they are familiar to you. Yeah, like, oh yeah, we need to get from 10 to 75 new customers per week. Yeah, we need to randomly 7.5x. Yeah, because reasons. It's in our business plan. Yeah, and then performance marketing is being told, yeah, but you're spending too much money and we can't really see transparently where the money is going. So please reduce your ad spend and reduce your cost per trial to $20. The email marketing person gets said, yeah, we need a bigger list. We're currently at 4,000, please 5,000. Social media gets told we need more followers. SEO gets told we need more organic visitors. These are not wrong goals. and I see them in every single company, and they're not wrong. Yeah, but 99% of the time, they just do not focus on the biggest bottleneck. Yeah, it's totally fine to have your basic goals. Yes, we want to increase our email list size and SEO traffic, and that's everything. But that is not what is making the big jump. This is why we converted those random goals into clear OKRs. Yeah, we looked at, just briefly, what are the company values? They want to be profitable. They don't want to just grow for growth's sake. Yeah, they want to be in the black, very pirate style. They want to help as many people as possible. It's important to them, and they want to have a fun company. Yeah, so the fun objectives for the company are, they want to build a good product for the customers. They want to be profitable in 2 years or before the money runs out. They took up a small investment of 200K in this example, and it will run out in 2 years, and they need to be profitable by then. They don't want to take on additional funding, except it really is profitable and they help more people. And they don't want to expand the team too much. So this is the company goal. Now, how does growth, sales and marketing contribute to that? Yeah, how do we break that down? Based on the current state and the biggest bottleneck that we are in, we made a decision to have a North Star metric called, let's cut customer acquisition cost in half. We could have also gone for double the customer lifetime value after 30 days, or the customer value after 30 days. Both would have worked, but I think it's more important to first become more efficient and then to even make more money, yeah, with your current customer base, especially if you are in a limited budget situation. If you have 2 million in funding and it's your main job to acquire as much market share as possible, which I help with as well, then it does not make sense to optimize for cost at all. Yeah, it's just go for fucking growth, just as many customer acquisitions as possible. You're going for evaluations, but here we're not. We are going for a lean, efficient company. Yeah, so we decided we want to go from 250 euro down to 125. Yeah, they're currently at 250. This is like this little measuring stick that you can put manually. You can put that into a fancy Google Analytics dashboard, but I wanted something that is just, I just see it. I can clearly communicate it. I keep it simple. And I put it into a simple sentence. We are going to cut our CAC in half, customer acquisition costs, from 250 bucks to 150 bucks by decreasing our cost per trial and improving our trial to customer conversion rate. Taking the big bottleneck and putting it into a number that is easily measurable. That is extremely, extremely helpful. Yeah, I could have just said minus 50%, or I could have said $125. Yeah, doesn't matter. I think I actually would prefer this because like percent changes are like, I don't know, they're weird for our brains. So if you would have to put the solution to your bottleneck that you just said into one number that shows the progress the most, you can have later as many numbers as you want. But if you just had to pick one, what would it be? And can you put it into the chat? Yeah.
So I would say the number of conversions. Yeah.
So for Claudia, let's take Claudia's example. What would you say? What is your number? Your biggest number is number of paying attendees, right?
Yeah.
And you're not wanting to pay for them because you want to do outreach and not paid acquisition. So the obvious ones would be either the number of paying attendees that you generate in a given time frame. I would break down the time to your event to months and say like, I need to get to a speed of X paying attendees per month, for example. Could you just do that mental math and tell us what that would be?
Yeah, probably will take me 30 days from an approach until a sale.
Yep.
Yeah.
But once it's rolling, what would you expect? How many paying attendees you need to generate per month?
Oh, okay. So it's It's 100
Yeah.
because
It's
yeah.
in 5 months, and you need to get going about an average of 100. So you get to the speed goal. Maybe in your case, because you're really doing daily outreach, I would break it down to 25 per week. Yeah. And say like, okay, I don't care how, I need to get to 25 per week. Yeah. And one of your marketing strategies, that's what's up here, is to let's do cold outreach. Let's do 6,000 outreaches. Let's have a 5% conversion rate, and let's hit 500 paying attendees. But you will be having multiple strategies running in parallel, competing for your time and budget. So I like that. I like that example. Anybody else who can translate their biggest bottleneck into a number, your North Star metric that you should be hunting, or wants help with that? You can just tell me and I'll help you with that. Competitive market is high, cost supply, very competitive. What do we take here? Lack of trade. Let's take, what would that be for you? What would be the number, the North Star metric that you want to hunt?
For me, it's to have qualified leads or it could be qualified leads or a number of people I give demo to, I can attach, because after the demo, it's easier to activate them, but the demo part is right now a blocker.
Yeah, I would also highly recommend going for demo. Yeah, you don't care how many demos, just go for demos. Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah. So in order to reach your goals, how many demos would you need on a weekly basis? Not dream goals, but what feels like realistically but challenging.
So we are catering to enterprise buyers. Looking at the market size, if we get 2 demos per week, that's quite a challenging goal.
Yeah. then start with this. Yeah, we have consistently 2 demos per week, let's say like 10 per month. Yeah, then demos are probably better in a monthly schedule, because it with corporates, with big companies, it's always slow. You can have 7 in 1 week and 0 in another. Yeah, just because corporates. Yeah, so probably would go for the monthly hunt. Let's call it like 10 demos a month. And this is the speed number that you're hunting. That is your North Star metric. Yeah, you might find out over time that there is a bottleneck that is the reason for the lack of those demos that you need to handle first. Yeah, and then you can make that your big number. Yeah, but for your type of business, I would say for a very long time, there's number of demos per time unit. Yeah, and then you probably convert to something like ARR growth or something that you hunt that is bigger. Yeah. All right. So we have our number. We have our main thing. Now, I usually tend to have 2 to 3 objectives and key results. In my template, I have 3 objectives. In this case, we just have 2. So it's your decision. You can have 7. I don't care. But you don't want it to be overwhelming. Yeah, you want to have an easy grasp. Oh yeah, you want to be able to remember them out of the top of your head. So 5 plus minus 2 is what our short-term memory can usually install. and that's it. So I'm a 3 guy for those big goals. And I decided to solve this customer acquisition problems by 2 main objectives. First of all, build this high converting trial to customer pipeline. Not enough people are signing up, and then they have a problem converting to customers. So I need to really think about how does this customer journey look like? And on the other hand, I want to launch scalable campaigns because I do not have an organic traffic source in this case. Yeah, I might have outreach strategies, but outreach also costs money. I wanted to get it down to 125 from those profitable marketing channels. But I need two things: a quality funnel in which I put people to, and traffic campaigns that convert through that funnel. Yeah, that is my opinion, what the biggest bottleneck is. And then I ask myself in the OKR process, okay, this is a beautiful objective, high converting, but what does that mean? When do I know that I'm there? Yeah, and then I use numbers. I'm there when I double the number of customers from 10 to 20 a week. I'm there when I increase new trials per week to 150. I'm there when not 10, but 14% of people who enter the funnel, who start a trial, actually convert through. Let's just finish that up for the launch of the profitable campaigns. We had this topic, interestingly, with Jan. Set up tracking and reporting for campaign evaluation. If I cannot say what is working, I can't tell which campaigns are profitable and which are not. It's just a setup step that I need to do. And then I want to launch significant marketing campaigns over a period of time. I usually have my OKR process running in quarters or 13-week sprints. And I want to identify at least one campaign that I feel could be scalable that reaches my goal. I don't need my average to be 125. I just need my best and latest campaigns that I feel like I can put more money into. I need them to reach this goal. Yeah, I can have a shit ton of losers. I can always quit my losers, but I need winners in order to double down on them. So this is how I would wish more teams would define their goals. Come from the bottleneck, define a North Star metric, break it down in 2 to 3 simple objective and key results. Yeah, instead of having random marketing goals that every other company also could have. So maybe take that home, take a screenshot, and ask yourself, like, okay, how would that look like for me? So only once we have this, we pretty much take those brackets and move them up here. We say like, all right, how do we turn this goal into a proper strategy? Yeah, and we convert the key results up here. Okay, this high converting trial to customer funnel needs 150 entries per week, 15% need to convert. That's 20 customers. Yeah, that needs to happen. This is when I know that we have reached success. How does that look like? This is how it looks like. This is how I now map that customer journey. And I highlight in red the focus funnel that I want to build. As I mentioned multiple times already, in this case, I focus on paid. In Claudio's case, he focused on cold outreach. Both works, doesn't matter. I want to go for a paid acquisition source to a lead generation funnel straight into a free trial. Yeah, this is the happy path I want to optimize for right now. But this is the complete customer journey I want you to understand and that I think has value in of itself. This is very much from my own business. Let me just show you. This is what you see on my end. Yeah. Organic paid channels. This is my funnel. This is my product build-up. Yeah. And something very similar you see here. Let's explain. I divide my customer acquisition funnels in low touch and high touch. Low touch means I do not have to talk to this person until they have a support request. Yeah, they find me on the interwebs organically through LinkedIn, through search engine advertising. I don't care. They sign up for an automated funnel that could, starting with a free trial, it could be a free lead magnet, a white paper, whatever you like. Yeah. Here, for example, like, boost your online shop sales. And then they see emails, they get some cross promotions, and then they buy stuff. The goal of this year is to get them to either sign up directly for a free trial or to buy something that costs 250 to 500 bucks. This I usually have just to repay my customer acquisition costs, to repay the people who do the organic marketing, the social media marketing, the email marketing, and the people who do the paid marketing, the Googles, the Metas, the LinkedIn ads, just to refinance my stuff pretty quickly. This is why this part is called the break-even funnel. This is the single most underestimated marketing methodology there is out there. The break-even funnel. The let's put €1,000 in here or sales, I don't care, and let's make the money back before the people become customers, because then customer acquisition is magically free. And digital courses like this example company, they help people get rid of their billing management. Why don't they have an online course for entrepreneurs helping them how to sort their paper shit properly in order to not have a pile of shit? Yeah, which qualifies them infinitely for their product. They can even use their product in this course in order to explain it. I think it's absolutely underestimated how many people could have an online course or something else, a tool, yeah, that they could give to their customers for a relatively small fee compared to the rest of their business. Yeah, it's an entry-level product in order to just refinance paid acquisition. Let's take this example, yeah, from Amar. I don't have a clue about Indian recipes and spices. I would love to be educated about that. I'm sure 100% he does it in his Q&A, in the blog and everything. But I would be willing to pay 50 to 100 euro easily for an Indian deep dive spices workshop, online, fully digital. And that is the entry level to their product. If I would be Neodam, a beauty lab, I would love to have an education about what are all of the most frequent beauty treatments being done, how long they last. I want to be educated about the buffet. Again, I would be paying 250 euros for that. You wouldn't believe how much money people are leaving for those treatments. 250 euros is nothing in order to get the complete overview from the perspective of a doctor. Everybody can do this. Of course, there are always cases where I would say, no, I don't know, but you will find a way. For example, let's take this one. This is difficult. This is why I like this. B2B online marketing agency for more lead generation. I feel that because it's close to what I'm doing. So you usually want to get people into a monthly contract. Yeah. But what if you were to offer 1,000 euro workshops about one part of marketing where you feel that the people are most willing to pay and are most interested in learning and are ideal for later upsell? You do a 500 to 1,000 euro workshop. And you get people through a lead magnet, a webinar, for example, like this one here, where you explain something very related to this workshop and you upsell to the workshop. And the only reason you do those workshops is to refinance your customer acquisition costs. And then you convert them because you've built trust. You have shown that you know what you're doing. You could do that. And maybe you can turn that workshop into a digital asset as well and offer that maybe at a bit cheaper price. Torsten has a question. How often do you do the workshop? Quarterly? I would say I would start quarterly, go for monthly, and then increase frequency. You want to do them as often as possible, but I would target a number of like up to 25 people in your workshop. Yeah, let's say it costs 500 euro. Yeah, then you have 10,000 euro net remains with you after you've paid somebody to do it, and you have some customer acquisition costs, blah, 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 blah. I would do it monthly, probably, but start with one that you start promoting in 3 months. That is a biggie, this idea of the break-even funnel, yeah? But not the focus at this stage in this product lineup. What we want to solve is the customer acquisition problem. This would be the other end. Let's make more money with the people. but we decided to go for a lower cost per acquisition. I will 100% do both, but I have to prioritize what to do first. So I go for paid funnel trial. That's my baby. This is the low touch end, but every B2B business or software as a service that has enterprise value needs to also have a high touch funnel. High touch is everything where I need to talk to a customer. I put two big categories in here: partners, people with existing networks that bring customers to you. They go boom, straight to your product. Or sales, in-house or outsourced. And I divide that into cold outreach. This is what Claudio told us about Wachstum. It's about contacting the warm leads that came from your low touch funnel. And it's about contacting the hot leads that, for example, showed in purchase intent or bought your icebreaker product. Yeah. And they need to be converted manually into that. For pirate skills, I strive for 90% low touch, 10% high touch. For enterprise software as a service businesses, it's way more realistic to have 60 to 70% high touch and 30 to 30% low touch. And you only do low touch because you lower the cost per acquisition with low touch. Yeah, because sales is really expensive, keeping up sales. In a dream world, none of us would do sales ever. We would only do low touch. We wouldn't even do low touch. If people would just go to the website and buy our product, we wouldn't even do marketing. But because we don't believe in that, we do low touch marketing because we help people trust us, get to know us. And because that alone doesn't work, is the reason why we do high touch, because we need to help people even more in order to buy our product. This is the whole idea of product-led growth, to actually do the product, let the product do the selling, because that is not working for 99% of businesses. We need low touch marketing because that is not working for 80% of businesses. We need to do sales as well. Yeah, so let's be honest about that. This is the journey I needed to map out in order to get to this high converting funnel, and I needed to focus on that because it's way too big. Now I know I need to focus on my paid advertising strategy. I need to focus on the landing pages and emails that are followed up by the paid ads strategy, and I need to make sure that people actually land in the free trial. Does it make sense? What I track up here is, do people get through? Yeah, do enough people start, which is, to be honest, a bit more the job of the right-hand side, but I put it in here anyways. And I can just say like, okay, currently I'm at 100. Yeah, now I'm at 125, I'm at 150 people. Yeah, and to see like, can I keep that up consistently? Yeah, I use this framework for my monthly reviews at least. And here I see the conversion rate, yeah, from lead to trial. If I introduce another level, like before I only spoke about free trial to SaaS subscription, I'm not talking about now the very new leads that don't even have sign up for this. But if they sign up for this, they build trust. This is another layer before they sign up for the free trial. This should qualify them more. But naturally, I will also try to just go paid to free trial. Yeah, but they are less qualified. So I need to keep an eye on this number, but not just overall, but I really need to see like people from that source, they will convert at a different rate than people from this source that took another way in the journey. Yeah, but overall, I need to stay honest. Does this funnel really convert through? And then the natural question, like, do I move to more customers per week, which is what we essentially want to do at the same amount of spend. Yeah, if I spend the same amount and I have 10 customers, at the end, I need to have 20 customers a week at the same ad spend. This is how I would break down the overview. I do not use Miro for much more detail than this. I tend to put in like overview charts in there. You saw that with mine, like a bit more detail here, but Miro is an awful tool. It's just the least worst tool. Yeah, it's like choosing an online shop. Every online shop sucks really bad but you have to pick one. And Miro is good for overview, and for details, I keep stuff in Notion. Yeah, wherever you like to do. Keep it overview-ish, yeah, and friendly. Down here, I put like links to the important dashboards, and so I can find those numbers very quickly and find those funnels quickly. I keep the data always there. Now I have this small goal of launching and scaling profitable marketing campaigns. Really small goal. Yeah, it's the holy grail. That's what everybody wants. I want to be profitable. I want to be scalable. So, but when am I there? I told myself I cannot only do results, I also need to track activities. So if in this 3 months time frame of this quarter that I'm focusing on, I launch 12 significant differentiated marketing campaigns with their own budget, that would be great. Yeah, I believe if I 12 experiments like that, I have a pretty good chance to crack that nut. Yeah, maybe I need 24, but I'll do my best with 12, given the marketing budget. And I want to lower my CAC, my customer acquisition campaign. And all I'm tracking here, currently my best campaign that I feel like I can decently scale. I'm not talking about the people who have visited your website yesterday and had something in their checkout cart. Yeah, that is cheating. You cannot scale those campaigns. But people from, like for Kiran, for a related Google search keyword, yeah, that has decent number of searches per month. Yeah, for that campaign, does that scale and does that go down to 125? Yeah, over time. And then the campaign tracking, what I said, the setup thing, setup tracking and reporting. And usually I just do say like, oh yeah, I need to do this and I need to get to version 1. I swear to God, this tracking thing is never finished. I wish it was. Just live with versions. Yeah. How does this look like? This is why I set up the strategy like this. I split between tracking and those campaigns. These are my 12 shots that I have, and this is the campaign tracking. So the campaign tracking can look something like this. I highly recommend solving this problem of knowing when you spend money, how much money do you make back from that money? Not in the same time frame, but specifically from that money. Yeah, I explained all of that, and this screenshot is taken from what I explained in this meetup. What I think you need to do is to be able to say, I spent that much money, I got that many leads, out of those leads came that many customers, and I made that much money with those customers. That is the minimum. Yeah, you can add to that things like, ooh, how much did it cost me to deliver that product? Cost of goods sold. Yeah, what is the net profit? Not only the ROAS, but the return of investment. And then track just, oh yeah, this is how many leads I have. This is how I imagine Claudio's list will look like. Oh, this is how many outreaches I did. Yeah, and this is how many paid signups I made over time. Yeah, and then down here in this magic table, I can see which campaign is actually converting well. This is the easiest overview. The further to the right this line goes, the better. Like this is my expectation on return of investment. Yeah, I want to put in €1, I want to get €5 back. Yeah, in this case, this is my expectation. And I can immediately see, oh, I got 2 winners. Yes, I can scale those bastards, hopefully. And I have a shit ton of losers. I have some promising ones, 1, 2, 3, 4 promising ones, and some losers. I can cut those losers if they saw enough money, and I can double down on the winners, and I can improve the ones that are promising. I don't want just 1 winner. I want to have a dozen winners, yeah, that I can rely on, that stabilize my business. And I explain step by step how to build this in the link I just sent you. Yeah, it's a bit nerdy. Yeah, but if you're in a B2B business, it's just a spreadsheet. Yeah, just do some weekly tracking of spreadsheets goodness. Yeah, that's all you need to do for now. Yeah, this is just making it prettier and making it easier on my brain. This is what I would set up. Yeah, for this business. This is how it needs to look like. And I don't care about the tool. Google Analytics 4. Who switched to Google Analytics 4 here out of this round? I don't think anybody really cares. I feel like most people just stopped using Google Analytics a while ago when GDPR kicked in really hard. But I would be curious, like, who out of you now is fully in GA4 and is using it on a weekly basis? I wouldn't know anyone. Claudio, you are, or is it just no? It's just a yes. Okay.
Yeah, actually, because I work full time at 6 Neuwagen, there we have to actually use already GA4 because our license stopped being valid, and so we have to change. But we have still for 1 year, like there's like the 1 year period before it really stops, before it gets sunset. So quite nice. Yeah.
I also have 2 customers who have a 2-year grace period.
Yeah, grace period
For GA3, but the data has become so unreliable, except for the server-side tracking, which is beautiful, but it's so unreliable that having the data in your CRM started to be more reliable. Having it into a spreadsheet, then processing that has become my way to go. And since I have not seen a true multi-touch attribution tool working anywhere properly, except some Supermetrics guys who showed me something that I thought, like, you might have figured it out. I don't care about multi-touch attribution anymore. I just want to see basic. Do I get fresh people into leads? How do those leads behave over 1 week, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? Then I don't give a fuck anymore. Either they convert by then or not. And that's how I roll with that. And that's good enough for me. It's good enough tracking, even though that is my deepest skill, tracking. And this is actually what I will show at Claudio's event. Isn't that true, Claudio?
Yeah, 100%. Really curious.
Yeah, this is actually what I'm going to explain at the event in way more detail in the newest version I've done. The one I linked to you. That's the one that I did like a year ago. It has evolved. So then I have those 12 campaigns. So why 12 campaigns? I need to make bold shots. I need to improve my performance marketing campaigns. I need to try new channels. In this case, we have done meta ads. We are at 250 euros with meta ads because we believed a lot of entrepreneurs are on meta. And we optimized a lot of things. 250 euro is okay. It's okay. The business model is working, but we really need to make a bigger move. So that often means we need to try new channels. So the 3 upcoming big experiments that I would propose doing in here would be Google Search Ads, would be Google Ads Performance Max. Those are their magic campaigns. Give me all of the data I can get. I'm not telling you where I'm showing my ads. You won't get any significant insights, but somehow I fucking work campaigns. And I believe they're siphoning off a lot of remarketing traffic, to make them work. So, but they still work. I cannot complain about that. So I will try those 2. And then I'll try lead ads on LinkedIn. And of course, you don't just do search ads once. You start with a hypothesis, you go in, you have your keyword segments, you play it out, you let it run, you see and optimize it. And then I make a decision, do I go in the next generation of Google Search Ads for these? So I'm absolutely allowed to do 6 Google Search Ads campaigns or iterations of campaigns within this, but I want them to be significant upgrades. I'm not talking about the necessary daily due diligence you have with Google Ads, like having a good list of negative keywords. When you see like, oh, this doesn't work, then you can put it on the negative keyword list, and this keyword will not be targeted anymore. This is just general hygiene. But a big move would be going, for example, I would usually start with pretty tight phrase match and exact match keywords, but I would make an exploration into broad match. That would be a big step. Yeah, I see. Oh yeah, exact match is already working. Let's see what Google thinks, what Google finds. And we pick the best of those, again, put up separate exact match keywords. Let's hope for some magic here in Performance Max. Let's see what happens. It also executes on a little bit on YouTube. Maybe I see some of the insights there, but I would put more money on this than any of those two other ones right now for this business case. Yeah, I think it's something that people are already aware of. They know that they have this problem of a billing mess. They're searching a lot for that. The biggest problem with Google search ads in this specific example is ultra competitiveness. I'm working against QuickBooks and Zendesk and all of those guys. Yeah, I have to execute here, and I do not plan all 12. I plan 3, and I'll see how they work, and then I'll keep going. Yeah, I just commit to myself that I do 2 significant experiments, like 1 to 2 a week. Yeah, that I will run. Here in this case, we have a 13-week time frame. So 12 to 13 campaigns will do it. So once a week are fine. That's my thing here. And again, I would put in the Miro board just the basics. Yeah, just for example, the link to the specific campaigns that are running in this iteration, the links to the reporting dashboards in my CRM and ActiveCampaign in HubSpot or wherever. And I would link to the dashboard, this guy here, that shows the progress on that front. Yeah, and for this journey, I would do more of a funnel visualization and see what is the progress dashboard on that. That is less focused on cost per something, but conversion rates and step-by-step journey conversion rates, like in the funnel visualization. This is how I think about taking you where you are to where you want to be, and then executing those goals. And for that, we developed this growth roadmap. Yeah, and we have a public version of that on Pirate Skills. This is the latest, newest version. I'm still a bit shy to share yet because we actually want to put it into a product bundle. But you get the gist, yeah? I'm sharing this openly. It's more about the principle than the very concrete, this is how you need to do it, yeah? All right. I thought it can be tough to know what are these execution strategies. At least with the headlines, I set up this growth opportunities checklist. Let me go through it really quick. What are these? Yeah, they are essentially headline templates and objective and key result templates where you can put your own projects and resources down here for those sections up here. So you have an idea, what are the most often strategies that I hear in my practice. At the very top, the top 6 ones are along the 6 core topics of the Pirate Skills Manifesto. You need a solid growth roadmap. That thing that we are doing now, that is the growth roadmap. You need a good one. Yeah, that is one core thing that you need to execute on. It needs to be clear, challenging, and actionable. Yeah, and that also shows you do not have to do these OKRs always with straight numbers. You can just say like, is it good the way I define good? Then craft content for your dream customers. 20 content pieces a month, 5% engagement rate, 100,000 reached. That is very frequent. Then build a value-driven marketing funnel. Oh yeah, you get 500 leads in, two out of them become customers. So you have 10 customers. Great. That is very frequent. Analytics. That's what we just talked about. Do you have a pragmatic, reliable, complete system that is good enough for you? Then drive more profitable, scalable traffic that we also saw there. We spent some dough. We want to get some customers for as little money as possible, and we want to get a good return of investment from those people. Very, very frequent strategy. And then the experiment-driven ones, to identify and optimize the growth bottlenecks. Running A/B tests, for example, running 8 experiments a month with a 30% success rate and a 10% conversion uplift over a month is a great goal to start from. So those 6, they are fundamentally the core of what we do at Pirate Skills. And I added 6 more to, these are the 6 most frequent ones I just see in practice. I want to get more qualified leads from my automated funnel. I want to earn my ad spend back in less than 90 days. Very good idea. Publish great content that our audience loves. Map the customer journey, not just build the customer journey, but first just map the customer journey from awareness to customer. It's a big step in of itself. Focus on delivering high leverage products. A lot of people in agencies, like Moritz, they are thinking about, fuck, how can I get my company more efficient? How can I earn more revenue per employee? How can I earn the same money for less time? That is focusing on delivering high leverage products. And building a system that connects cost and revenue. You saw that. You even had a guy in here who's building a tool for that. Those are the ones I just see in practice. And if you're wondering, like, okay, I have goals. How do I convert them into impactful strategies? Just take a look at this list. You will very likely find something that you have. And I'll expand that list over time. I will also flesh out these examples. And I would like to put your stuff on there. So if you have something that you'd like to add, would like me to add to that list, just send me an email to ben@pirateskills.com. It's here in the chat. And in general, if you have small questions, I can answer pretty quickly. Feel free to contact me on LinkedIn or just send me an email, and I'll always do my best. I'll tell you if it's too big. And then I'll try to close you. That's no problem. All right. And also here, some of my favorite journeys, from the past that I can highly recommend. For a skill overview, marketing skills, evil content plan, sneaky idea validation, relentless funnel optimization. You just go to pirateskills.com, say like, I want some free loot. Main call to action button. This is all the free shit we have. This is years of doing monthly webinars and creating mural boards and downloadables and just putting it up for you guys, for you to find and dig in, improve your marketing skills so you can have more profit and impact for your business, which is the whole reason why we do all of this stuff. And if you want additional help with that, like working with me, just let me know. We have programs like the Sailor Circle with monthly workshops, with one-on-one coaching thing. Just let me know if you're interested. That's it for this time.